Hello, welcome to the Bite Size Manga Podcast. This week we're talking about Dragon Ball chapters 191 to 200, bridging the gap between Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. This week, as always, I'm joined by Ryu, the artist formerly known as Mr. Meeseeks.
Yes.
Hut, under the spell of the tower.
Yeah, yes.
And I'm your host, Matt, as always. Welcome back, everybody. Okay, so, one thing I wanted to mention just off bat, like I said, we're bridging the gap between Tower of God.
Tower of God.
Oh God.
Context.
got
We were talking about Tower of God earlier.
Like right before we started, that's also the joke of this one on the tower. I wait for Hut's intro. No, but like we're bridging the gap between Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Which how did that go for you guys? Because like the different like for me, obviously I'm doing physical copies, so there's a difference between the first half of the series and the second half of the series. How is that for you guys? Like, did you all have it listed under one or?
Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z is just Dragon Ball in one original run in the manga.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just
Okay.
they decided to split it off.
Then this is a frustration that is purely for me. Because what happened for me was that we have a very lovely count. We're doing 10 chapters per episode. Yeah, they reset the chapter counts. So it starts at 1. So instead of doing like, oh, we're gonna go to 520. For me, I don't have to remember that Dragon Ball ends at chapter 194.
You're at chapter 6.
I'm at chapter 6 because it starts
annoying.
at CPZ. And
Bro,
it is
that's
very
gonna be
annoying.
that's
And
gonna be
I
so
had to
annoying,
take a
bro.
note about that because it was very frustrating. And I was just like, first of all, the loveliness of like the round numbers that we're doing are cooked. But this also means I'm gonna have to take notes about which chapters we're doing because I literally won't be able to go off of what I read anymore. So for the intro, if I struggle more from here on out, blame Viz.
For the intro, what you can do is you can be like, we're reading one chapters. In this case, let's say 201 to 210.
I'm gonna differentiate it. Like we have these
of the full series.
then...
For Dragon Ball Z specifically, we're reading chapters 17 till 26.
So if you are like a physical reader like me, then we are reading up until Dragon Ball Z chapter 6 and the end of Dragon Ball 191 to 194 because that makes sense. Also, like, okay, so I'm wondering, did this happen for you guys? Like, did you keep getting footnotes about stuff that happened in Dragon Ball?
No, I haven't noticed it at least. I could
The
check.
reason. So, thing is, Viz decided to split Dragon Ball and into Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z because of the popularity of the anime that split up OG Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z, right? And the thing is, most people haven't watched original Dragon Ball. They have just gone straight over to Z. So to make it more accessible, I assume that they take notes from what happened in original Dragon Ball and put it on the Dragon Ball.
Every time they reference something from OG Dragon Ball, there's a footnote like "See Dragon Ball, whatever."
I did see one of those actually.
And like they have a special, which like that's not weird. Dragon Ball's been doing that for a while, but where like they changed it is that they say this happened before the events of Z. And I'm surprised you didn't mention this because like the reason why a lot of people haven't watched Dragon Ball is because when it originally started airing outside of Japan, like in the US, they didn't air Dragon Ball, they just aired Z. So
that's why people usually that grew up in the US watch Dragon Ball Z through Toonami, which only streamed Dragon Ball Z. And that's why when it becomes more globalized, people are just gonna refer to it to like Dragon Ball Z, unless you're like from Spain or Mexico, where where they have Dragon Ball is huge there, like ingrained in the culture.
Do you think that's also like part of the reason that like Dragon Ball's so big is because they got it from OG Dragon Ball?
Yes,
and then, like,
I'd say so.
Got the extra boost in popularity from Z.
I mean, it also gives them more time to like to ink and ingrain to the culture, right? Because if you have that whole like those essentially 194 chapters of extra stuff that can just be absorbed.
Yeah.
Like you're giving more info towards the community.
Mhm.
Like it will give you more like time and opportunities to like get to know it and like it to be ingrained into the society.
So
All
yeah,
right.
So quick side note from that, I love the memes where it's like the cartel shooting me down and then seeing my Dragon Ball figure fall out of my hand. Like, you don't know that, man? It's like some memes on the internet because the cartel, like the Mexican cartel, like being like very big, like Dragon Ball, that's the meme. And then whenever like they like do stuff and they like accidentally kill another Dragon Ball fan, they're like, no.
yeah. There's been like people spreading the news that every time new Dragon Ball information drops, cartel activities drop for 2 days.
That's
I
crazy.
want to. I mean,
See, I
there's
want
no there's no like good way that we can actually get our hands on info about that,
no
except for if we're working for the police, which I don't want to do. So
fair.
also, I'd have to go to Mexico, which I'm not doing.
I don't want to get the orange filter. No thanks.
Okay,
I
all that
got
aside, that's just talking about the bridging of the gap between Dragon
Yeah.
Ball and Z. Let us talk about the ending of Dragon Ball OG.
Mhm.
What are your thoughts?
Not okay. If we're gonna go by first, like the start, the ending to Goku versus Piccolo,
Yeah.
thought was
That's all we
pretty.
should start.
Yeah, I thought that was it was pretty nicely done because first we have Goku actually doing like the meteor combination to knock down Piccolo and then knocking him down for the count, and the count
9
starting, and then
seconds.
yeah, and then the count starting, and then Piccolo piercing Goku through the chest, right? And then Piccolo
I would
even
argue
made
that's more shoulder.
Yeah, I was
yeah
like here.
more
Yeah.
yeah, I guess yeah, that's probably more shoulder. And then Piccolo, I at the end there, it showcased two things. Piccolo not making the same mistake as his father by actually taking out all of Goku's limbs, right?
Yep.
Yep.
So
Yep, that was big.
he learned from his mistakes or his father's mistakes, I guess. And second, it showcased Goku's resilience and willingness to like keeping this a 1v1, even if you know Piccolo was willing to kill him, and that was like a breach to the rules, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was like a nice thing that both of them.
I do know one thing. When Goku comes flying after he like all linked preparation, he comes flying with the head first. I can only see like the Golden Boy meme of like the head first flying through space.
I don't actually know that Golden Boy meme. I thought you were going for the biking Golden Boy
Yeah,
meme.
I thought of it Viking Meal too, but I got it.
I think it. Yeah, you know, it's from the boys. I think right. That golden one. I'm thinking of.
The boys?
Oh, the Golden Boy from Gen V. It's the boys spin-off that happens after season 2.
Oh, I was thinking about the anime.
Yeah, no, it's from the boys. Where
I wouldn't know that. No.
yeah, I've watched it, but it
It's
doesn't
like
really.
he's flying like a comet, and it's just like they put on some like I forget what meme, what
I
song.
was already gonna be like, I haven't seen Golden Boy, the anime. So I was like, man, that show gets wild. What? I thought it was only 5 episodes.
Crazy. Yeah, I thought of the anime as well, but no, it's talking
I
about
didn't even
the
know that
boys.
was an anime. I'm gonna be honest.
And you'd
What?
love it. It's super horny.
True.
Okay, what? That's.
It's true.
Hey, where's your shamelessness now, huh?
No, not even gonna acknowledge that. Anyway, Goku wins. Then we gotta of course get the sense being.
No.
Oh,
Let me
wait,
cook.
okay.
I love
No.
how fucking what's his name like Yarobe just comes out of nowhere. He
Yajirobe.
digs up. So like presumably when Piccolo did like this giant like like a nuke explosion, he like saw that coming and like oh shit he dug down right.
Yeah.
And then it's like oh it's quiet now, assuming shit was left, and then yeah. I do think that Goku deciding to spare Piccolo is something.
I feel like
I think
now
yeah,
that
no,
it
you go.
shows, I feel like it shows Goku's more mature now, right? Because
Yeah.
now he's actually, instead of killing his opponents, he decides to spare him, but also he doesn't decide to kill him because that will also kill Kami.
Yeah,
But he was
see that was going to be my point. Like I think it's less he spares Piccolo, rather he wants to save Kami. I think that's more the difference between those
yeah,
two.
but he's also fine with Piccolo, changing and being like, I'm gonna keep you as my rival, and whatever you do, I'm gonna be one step ahead, so I'll be ready whenever,
Yeah, I mean, like the thing is, Piccolo doesn't do harm to people on a regular basis. He is just purely like he will only try to do it whenever he gets to finally beat Goku. Like
Yeah.
Goku is like the first step, and then he can get the world domination. So Goku will always be there as a first target, I guess.
Which ironically, like this is an ironic difference between him and his father, right?
Yeah.
Because ironically, like the original Piccolo, like Piccolo Senior, it would have just gone ahead and done it anyway until somebody would stop him. But because like through him creating Piccolo Junior, like and implanting him with the idea that he must be Goku, the one who defeated his father, it ironically stops his whole plan
Of world
for world
domination.
domination
Mhm.
because now, because of what he's implanted in him, he won't do it until he's beaten Goku, right? Like, and
True.
that's a sizable difference between them, and I think that's
I,
very neat
the, th-
and a very
the
like
thing is, you just
subtle
saying that, like that I didn't even put that together. But yeah, that's a good point. Like that is his new like set rule as they have to follow first to like before domination.
Yeah, it's a very it's a much more subtle hubristic downfall of the villain after the original villain is already dead, which is just kind of wild if you think about it. And
Yeah,
I'm not entirely sure if it was planned because it kind of just shaped up that way, but it's shaped up beautifully. This is like improv in a
Definitely.
D&D campaign, beautiful. Like
hmm
when it comes full
Like,
circle,
somehow it comes full circle, but just
cool.
purely through improv.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
I feel
phenomenal.
like that's great. Even
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I actually did have something to mention about the Piccolo Goku fight. So Piccolo at some point says your vision begins to dim. And you can actually see that there's like white lines and stuff going through Goku's eyes. And instead of vertical, which is used to denote like seriousness and stuff, they're horizontal, which in this case is used to indicate like fatigue and stuff, which I think is
Mhm.
interesting because I know because one, it's a detail like you can actually, okay, yeah, the light in Goku's eyes, it's beginning to go out, so he's actually more tired. But on the other hand, also like what we see later on in this batch of chapters when we get to the Z portion, vertical lines are once again used to indicate intensity and threat, and also tangentially that means energy.
Mhm.
So it's very interesting. Like it's a very subtle difference that horizontal essentially gives fatigue and vertical gives energy or any like high energy feeling like threat or intensity, something like that. It's very small detail, very easy to miss. I happened to pick up on it. I thought that was a really cool detail.
That is pretty cool.
Cool. Yeah. Like the one thing I do want to mention that like about the Goku is like basically saving Kami, like that he picked up on the fact that Shenlong couldn't revive him. Like Kami used that as a thing. Like he's like somehow
Yeah.
Roshi was like, oh, we can just revive him. Didn't really think about it that deeply, Roshi. I assume.
Also,
Um,
just want to point out, if they revive him, that means Piccolo's back as well. Like this doesn't solve anything.
Yeah, unless you make the dragon specifically wish only Kami back. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you like, it's technically Piccolo and Kami are separate now, but they used to be the one the same. Assuming that the name was fully Piccolo, then he took on the
I
name Kami as that good part of him became Kami.
Oh wait, I was about to make a joke, and I realized we already did this joke last episode.
what were you gonna say?
The
The Kami.
Kamikalo joke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was look,
Uh,
look. Ah,
yeah, fair.
it happens
But I
sometimes.
I
Sometimes
feel
we don't have new bits.
It's a
exactly.
godly instrument.
But I feel like they're still kind of the same being because Piccolo obviously has his father's memories, right? So I feel like he also has maybe something else as well, like his essence, because
And
they're
you're
still
still
kind of
linked.
yeah, they're still linked, right?
Otherwise, like he wouldn't be able to imprint those memories, right? Like or those ideas that he would like gave to him.
Also,
Yeah.
when Piccolo originally died, when he like made Piccolo Jr., Kami would have died as well. So
That's
by
true.
Kami being alive, Piccolo Jr. is the new Link to
Yeah.
Kami.
True.
Ah, that's true. That's true. Well, there it is, right there. Facts.
Yeah. So good thing that Goku didn't completely blow Piccolo up beforehand.
Okay, so now, like, I want to point out. So Goku finally won a tournament. This is the first time he wins one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the end of the series.
And he's
and it's the end of the series. That as well. But he does it in a really like cool way. Like, and if you think about it, and like where we go to after this, like the title of Strongest Under the Heavens tournament actually lines up here
Mhm.
because Goku wins it only after he is completely the strongest on Earth. No no exceptions, no baddies that haven't been discovered yet. Like, just
No aliens.
no aliens. Like, under the heavens, we know where heaven is canonically.
I mean, he's stronger than Popo, assumably, as well. And
Yeah,
Kami as
so-
well, because Kami literally stated he's stronger than me, and Popo
Yeah,
said he was weaker than
so-
Kami. So, by that logic, he's the strongest on the heavens. Like he's above under the heavens.
Yeah, and he finally wins the strongest under the
Yeah.
heavens tournament. So I thought that was like really cool. Like, if you actually think about it, like, oh, the first time he wins, or the only time he wins, is like he actually is the strongest on the heavens. And like, obviously, I feel like I have to say this because I've been the one who's been the harshest on like Goku power creep and all that shit. And I'm not taking anything back because we're still knocking down side characters in order to build Goku up, and that shit's still fucked up. But it's really neat if you think about that Goku only won one when he's actually fully on the up and up on Strongest on the Heavens.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's good that he didn't win the other times where he would have been like the artificial strongest. He wouldn't actually be the strongest. Superficial is probably the word I was.
Okay, so our producer Koala just sent a message in our group chat with a screenshot.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up actually when we got to Z.
I guess when me and Ryu both thought that Dragon Ball Z would start, and holy shit, we were so wrong. Oh,
that's
my
crazy.
goodness.
So for remembrance, Ben said 395. 200 whole chapters later, I was 349.
Honestly, I was spinning on a 95. I didn't get the first digit right, but the other ones I was spinning on.
You were spinning on the first last two,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
I was 349, so I was 150 off. That's still a lot of chapters. Yeah.
I'll be real. I was also very confident at what the chapter number was. I said 298.
You were also very.
He was 100 off as well. Damn.
Look, well, actually, if we did price of right rules, all of us would be out because we all went over by a lot.
Yeah.
But absolute value, Hut's still the closest. But God, we suck at this.
Yeah.
To be fair, I didn't expect this to like just be like, okay, we're in Z now. Like I expected like some more like we're getting close to that instead of just like, oh yeah, time skip and we're there.
Yeah, because again, this is one continuous series. It isn't split up to OG Dragon Ball and Z in the original manga.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you're reading the fucking physical copies, Fizz.
Yeah, or watching.
Reset the chapter count on me, you bitches. I'm gonna be upset about it.
I mean, like again, that's probably again because of like the whole episode's also being
like,
technically like a separate thing.
Like it's also like a special release, right? So like if you get the original manga volumes, then like it's not going to be this. I had to be a fancy bitch and get the fucking bigger physical copies with actual color pages, which epic still. But they reset the like it makes sense that they make that distinction at that point.
Would there be English like copies of the original full Dragon Ball that would continuously?
I think it's out there. Like you could probably find it. Like I'm sure they sell it. I just think that it's kind of like the Berserk like deluxe editions. I think where most of the people that I know that have these series, they get like the bigger like special versions because they can afford to on two they want to. But that doesn't mean that there aren't people who just have the regular versions. Like I know one person who has the Berserk like small like paperbacks.
The paperbacks. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, coincidentally, like just real quick derailment. well, one of my friends back in middle or high school, I think it was like first year of high school. Um, like we were hanging out, and he just like shows me the start of Berserk, just almost unprompted, like the first like start of the chapters. Like it's like, like I'm just talking to him about
Here,
like
look at this. Just
fucking like
Disgusting,
I'm like
bro.
talking to him about like watching Naruto because like he tried getting me to watch Naruto like 3 years before that. Also, this motherfucker said like, "Oh, you don't have to like." I asked him like, "Oh, hey, there's Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. Which one should I watch?" And he said, "Oh, just watch Shippuden." So I just skipped 200 episodes of Naruto
Yeah,
because
the
of it.
same.
even
That's the
I
same.
cringe at that. Like,
Those are the
how do you
same
like?
people
That's crazy.
that would be like, just watch Dragon Ball Z, bro. Just watch it. Just watch Z.
No,
No,
besides, I got like
Or
13 episodes in. It was like or like it was like 13 or three. It had a three in it, and I was like, I don't understand this. I'm not invested. I'm not gonna watch
it's
this.
so it's so dumb
even better.
because if One Piece was split into like E and post time skip, people would be like,
People
"Oh,
would
just watch post
people
time
do
skip,
that
bro."
anyway. There's people who just started with Wano when that was going on. They didn't read anything else
Yeah,
in One Piece. Just started at the start of the most current arc, which is
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
wild. And you
I
know
have a
what? Those are also the people who complained the most about the fucking arc. They were like, "This shit's whack." I'm like,
bro. It pisses me
my
off because
brother in
Like the
Christ, this has
entire
13 years to
point,
build up, and
yeah,
you did not read
not
any of
even
it.
I have
like
a
it's 13
I have a
years.
friend
The
that was
whole like
watching One Piece. He was watching the anime. He was at Dressrosa, but he was still reading the Egghead arc. He was still reading Egghead. He was still reading
It
Egghead.
pisses me off. It
Oh,
pisses me off.
it
But
pisses me off.
like
this friend of mine, like he confuses the fuck out of me because, like I said, he also just showed. It's like, hey, we were
Read
talking about
Berserk.
what
look
he
at
was reading at
this.
the time, and he was like, oh, you want to see it? And then just showed me the start of Berserk. Which, if you don't know, Berserk, first of
Open.
all,
No,
you're
no, 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 no,
famously
no, no,
fucking
no, no, no.
embarrassed.
Just open the first page right now.
I can
We
grab
will
it if you want me to.
no, we will get demonetized because the first page is the main character Guts having sex with a demon and then killing it.
To be fair, the demon was
The
first looking
demon
like
was
a
a woman.
beautiful girl at first, and then became a demon afterwards, which he already knew because he felt
He
it.
was like, "Aha! I got you in my trap." And
Demon
Guts was like,
pussy hits
"No,
different, I
no,
guess.
I got you in my trap."
No, he had some mark that like he will
Oh, the
bleed when
random
when
sacrifice.
something is next to him. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I'll figure it. But yeah, so just wanted to.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
remember how we got on this. Oh, right, with the Berserk and Viz Big
Yeah.
editions for
I
like.
mean, the reason I got them is because I think it'll look better than the paperbacks, and they take up less space. That's
I'm not
honestly.
a fan
like-
of the brown on the paperbacks. I know why, like it makes
No,
complete
no, yeah.
sense for Berserk, but black and red looks so much better.
Yeah,
It
I
looks so
like.
clean. It's the
I like
leather
the
as well.
white
It's
version
so
better.
pristine to just like touch. It's
Yeah,
genuinely good.
I would buy it.
Though, if you're laying in bed and you're trying to read, you will get a stomach workout because that shit's heavy, bro.
Bro, you're doing a chest workout. You're like just like fucking puffing.
No, because like I have it like on my stomach, so
Oh, like that,
but,
yeah.
like they're fucking heavy and they're
I would be
big.
like this and just have the book.
Yeah.
You have no blood in your arms.
Yeah, the biggest manga I've read, like physically, is probably just Monster, because it's pretty thick, like the first volume.
Yeah. Oh, we should get back to Dragon Ball Z.
Yes, please. Yes. Okay. No, we're reaching Dragon Ball.
Let's
I
have
just
a
wanted.
little retrospective on.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
I,
good
I wanted
point.
to
First half
talk
of the
about the
story.
ending first before we could do like reflect on whole of OG. And I liked Roshi doing like the tie-in with Kami being like, if it wasn't for you, none of this would have happened. 'Cause-
Yeah, and like that was a very much like reflective thing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like Bulma wouldn't have gone to Goku. Goku would have just continued living in the forest. The Pilaf would have probably taken over the world. So like,
Yeah, like
That was
it was very nice, and the collage that the company did was lovely.
And then
Did you guys?
we have
Man, I'm curious. Did you have like a like after like the ending and like that Goku flies off on Kinto and together with Chi Chi, which can also still hold the thing, which is a very important detail. She's still pure-hearted.
Mhm.
I had like a good like 15 like pages of just art, just like
I had
funny like arts and like funny pictures,
or
some
like the cover
drawings.
pages.
No, they were different. They genuinely like I had like some chibi. There was one chibi page. There was like one page where like is Piccolo standing with like one arm like this. And there's panels of shock and people behind him. Like a lot of cool like
I like for me they were all like chapter covers.
Yeah, I have
So like there was a
cover
bunch of art,
pages.
but there were chapter covers.
Mm.
And like there was similar stuff like that, but I can't quite like I can grab it, but that
Mm.
but I think like I don't remember any chibi stuff, so I think that they're different. Could also be that that's
The only
like
chibi
at the
stuff I
start and I
remember,
just didn't catch it when I was reading it.
It
the
was
only
like
chibi stuff
the,
I
do you
know
remember
was
like
when
the
Goku
the
and
Under the
Goku were
Heavens?
standing there.
Yeah, like standing there with like everyone behind him, like
Yeah, that's
Yamcha, Roshi,
yeah, that's a
Ken.
cover
Yeah,
page. Oh,
was that a cover page? Oh, okay.
I didn't see it. Right, I'm gonna grab it.
it's
But
not.
like,
It was for like last week's batch. Anyways,
oh,
um,
then it's
I
not.
didn't see
Like,
it then, but I
uh,
usually see the cover page beforehand. But
but Goku refusing to be with the refusing to take Kami's position and just be like, want to live my days
no,
happily.
fuck that. I want to be
he was
free,
Yeah,
like, he was
bitch.
like, I'm out of this
yeah,
bitch.
that's too much responsibility, bro. And to
That's
be
like
fair,
garb. It's fair. Yeah.
yeah, it's very fair. Like, who wants to just govern the earth for like eternity? That's sounds
I have a
boring.
wife now, bro. I have shit to do.
Yeah, bro. Also, can we talk? Actually, we'll do this after the retrospective. It's
Oh
just,
yeah, I see the chibi one. I missed it.
yeah,
I
Yeah,
missed it.
fair
I
enough.
like that one. It looks cool. Also, I think we went past Oda's favorite cover page of
Which
Dragon Ball.
is,
It's
I feel like I can guess.
it's the one where I think it was one
Can
where
I,
Goku.
wait, can I
I
throw
try
a
to
guess
see.
out? Because I'm pretty sure, like, I saw one, and like the second you mentioned it, I thought like, okay, yeah, that I feel like that makes so much sense as like, oh wait, that's not a cover page. Never mind. That's just like the art for the title page gallery. Okay, so which one is it?
Okay, we haven't gotten to it yet. Never mind.
Okay, so it's a C one.
So it's a Z one. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
it's a Z one.
So like, what do you guys think about the ending of the OG Dragon Ball? Like not just the ending, but like as a whole, how do you guys think about it now, having read it in this style, or just having read it for the first time period?
I think it does. Like from to me, it's good ending, but it feels like a lot of setup. I feel like, oh, I'm gonna be a rival. I'm gonna tell out every take of the world. Chi Chi and Go going off their own way. Kai going back to heaven, apparently,
I'd
possibly.
argue against that because it just like if it was like bookend here, like this was the ending, it would just fall under the category endings of
Open
they're
book
just
ending.
still doing their thing,
Like
Okay.
right?
life
Like
goes
it
on.
just
Like the world continues. It hasn't ended. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
I like definitive things though. Like they have a kid that would still continue a generation. Like they have a kid and the
no,
kid still goes on to do stuff usually.
man, you're gonna
Right?
love
Yeah.
Naruto.
I love Naruto.
Now I love Boruto,
Um,
the best series ever made.
I hate you.
Boruto isn't that bad. Come on.
Shut up.
Okay. um,
You.
You. Also, Ryu, it's funny
like
that you know we'll do this later. Hut, what were your thoughts on OG Dragon Ball?
I feel like reading it like this was it made it kind of more like it annoyed me more. So like
Okay, that's an interesting
It's
take. Why
interesting.
did it
a
annoy
Yeah.
you?
little bit, but that's mostly because when we read it like 10 chapters at a time,
Mhm.
um, there was a one batch where there's like nothing important happening essentially, and then there's another batch where it's like the action cuts off at some point halfway through. There's
Yeah.
another batch that works out great, right? So there was like a lot of variety, which is
It's
probably why,
amazing. Mixed bag. It's like a bag of
Yeah.
chocolates.
yeah, so which is probably why I felt annoyed. But looking back at it, I still think it's nice. Um, I um, yeah, no, it just I liked it. It's nice, cool. I like the anime better because there were like a more side quests, but I like how fast paced the manga also is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the
I
I
manga is
agree on
think
that.
very fast, I feel
so.
like.
Like, what would you change if you could, like, about our like methodology? If we were to do this all again, like if you went back to like when we were gonna start this podcast, before with like knowing what you do now about how it would be, what would you change anything?
OG Dragon Ball, I feel like it would be good to do arc by arc basis because the arcs
Mhm.
aren't really that big. Yeah, Z, that's a whole different story, but like for OG Dragon Ball, I feel like it would have been better to do arc by arc.
Okay, okay. I think like it's the that would be give and take because then we do less episodes.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So yeah, okay. Like I get what you mean. I think we also like we threw that out there as an idea.
I mean, threw it out
Like
there like after 5 episodes. We were like I think
I
like
was
it was
gonna
a
say
few
after
episodes in.
3, but like yeah, we were a couple episodes in, and we're like, we could do it arc by arc, but we'd already started it this way. And you know, like I'm gonna stick with it. I still think that this was a good decision to do it this
mm,
way, but that's
Yeah,
outside of
I
that.
want to
yeah,
stick with my guns as well. Like I think, yeah, sure, we could have done arc by arc, and sure, we would have had like like we've had chapters, like we have batches of chapters where we went like without doing anything specific, and then in the next batch will be like will be the end of that or first batch, and then the start of the next one. So like a lot would happen, but it also gives for like more interesting perspectives and different
And
ways
like
of
it also
talking about
gives
it.
us time to talk about very little things. Like if we had a whole arc, I wouldn't have noticed the fucking eyeball thing. Like
yeah.
No,
we get to talk about very like small things, and I think that's also I think in the long run that's nicer because like noticing these small things and like taking our time with it, I think it has a lot of value outside of getting our takes on like what the whole
Mhm.
thing is. Like it's slower, it's more methodical, and I like the space that we have to like give our extended thoughts. And with that, I want like my thoughts on OG Dragon Ball. Um, I think it somehow holds up better than I remembered. Like it is still very much that fun and goofy adventure that I remember watching as a kid, remember loving as a kid. I think if I were to give a preference, I would probably still prefer to watch the anime because of like the voice. Like I I haven't watched any of the anime episodes besides like 1 or 2, I think, that Hut recommended for a couple episodes back, and we actually watched it together. And having heard the voice acting in that again, and like having heard the voices there again, I would love to go back to that just because of how nostalgic it is. Um, I think the manga definitely has its own like set of like strengths, but I think I personally just prefer for this. I would prefer the anime. Um, and yeah, like it's a fun little goofy adventure, and that's just what the story is. Like I wouldn't recommend this to people saying like this is amazing. This like as much as I don't like using the word like it in
it's the
serious
peak of
discussions,
manga.
it
Then
isn't like a peak story. It's not like OG Dragon Ball. It's fun, and that's what it is. Like it's
That's the
fun.
main draw to it, you know. That's like the OG. It's that it's gonna be a fun, goofy series.
Yeah,
exactly.
and I
Like
think that's like perfectly like what it is, and you shouldn't expect more if you get more out of it with the fights and stuff. I think that's perfectly fine, but like coming into it with a bit more of an analytical like thought process, like obviously that's what I have been doing. You don't get all that much out of it. Like I think, like I said, it's more coincidental when you do. It feel
yeah,
like I said, like with the whole Piccolo thing, it feels a lot more coincidental when you actually get something that works out very perfectly. Besides the Goku being the strong son of the heavens, I think that was very deliberate. Like
yeah.
that was a very deliberate choice. But most of like the analytical, like, oh hey, that works out. Um, they're not.
It's very
They're
much a
just
go along with the flow type of writing.
Mhm.
Yeah,
yeah, which I like for like D&D stuff, and I think that's like the way I would describe Dragon Ball. It's like
D&D
it's like
campaign.
it's a D&D campaign, but there's one character that's been min-maxed the fuck out of.
He's Goku.
It's Goku,
and
yeah.
and the final boss also like the DM was like, oh shit, this one guy on the party is so strong. We need a boss as strong as him, and they made Piccolo thing.
Yeah,
Yep.
precisely. And then when the party had like a bit too when like the min maxes had still a bit too easy of a time against the main boss. They just invented a second stage, which
They're
was
like, oh yeah,
Piccolo Jr.
Piccolo's Junior.
Precisely. Yo, this is I might steal this shit for a campaign. Hold up.
Just named it differently. Like it's just a different instrument.
All right.
Dragon Ball reference.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on to Z.
Yeah.
Yes.
With that, goodbye to the OG Dragon Ball.
I love you, OG.
I at the moment I like you more than Z. Anyway.
We've read 5 chapters. You can't judge a book.
No, but like from what I remember, because I watched it back in the day, right? Like I watched Dragon Ball. I watched OG Dragon Ball when I was like 10, but like I watched Z when I was like 50. I watched it way later, so I have a lot more nostalgia for OG Dragon Ball.
For a second, I heard 50, and I was like, "Damn, you're old, man."
Yo, we don't gotta start this on a podcast as well. Like, can I just be a young guy for one of these?
Young whippersnapper.
You can be a young if you want.
You will.
Yeah, get to be young.
All right, so Z. I thought it was very. So imagine my shock for the first time. Goku lands. He has a kid. Crazy. That's actually insane. Also,
Gohan, do you have any? Like, hold on, I just have to do a thing. Ray, do you have any like thoughts about Goku's kid?
So I know a little bit about Gohan, but when he is more adult, like the tiniest bit. I know he uses a sword or something. And I know he can go Super Saiyan, but that's like the basic thing I know. I don't know much more than that. So it was really funny that he just showed up with a kid, and I was like, oh, that's gotta be his son then. This happened, yeah.
We're talking about how it's a 5-year time skip, and Gohan is 4 years old. So they got busy very fast.
Chi went on business.
I have one thing before we move on. The funny part is, and the reason why I wanted specifically Ryu's thoughts about Gohan and like Goku having a kid, because I went back to one of the old episodes last week and watched through it, and in that Ryu said that he knew that Bulma and Goku had a kid.
Yeah, I remember this.
And I had to bring it up here.
Yep,
I had to bring it up.
Hilarious.
So
Hilarious.
obviously, like we love you, you know, throwing out like your predictions or like what you think, you know.
It's really the episode of predictions that have gone wrong, huh?
Yeah. Hey, look, at least with the last one, I was on blast with you. I was worse than you.
That's
what
fair,
happened
that's
this
fair.
time?
What?
No, you were talking about
the prediction, like our chapter numbers of the.
Yeah.
No, but so I just wanted to bring that up. I happened to because I was just checking some stuff with the episode, seeing if like there was anything I could do in post to make it better. But I just noticed that like that was fucking hilarious.
That's funny. Yeah, knowing now what I know, that's funny as well. Like Bulma and Goku don't fit. Like earlier,
like,
could have. Like earlier, I know somehow Goku had a son, so like, oh, maybe like it's Bulma because like Chi-Chi like showed up once and then never came back again. I'm like, okay, that's got to be Bulma.
Until they married.
Until they fucking married. Yeah.
Bro, that's some reality TV show shit as well. It's like I've known my husband for fucking half an hour.
Yup.
For real.
That's some TLC shit.
Yeah, legit. 30-minute marriage.
Yup. That's gotta be somewhere. Anyway,
so I have a problem with. Of course I do. We're 6 chapters into Z. I have a problem. I can't read the dialogue without hearing the voices and the jokes from DBCA.
I knew it.
Look, it's true. When Raditz was doing his monologue, I heard and to cap off this expositional dialogue, I am your brother.
Oh, brother.
I heard it, and I couldn't stop laughing because that's how much DBCA has been ingrained in it. I've watched it like 3-4 times. I've only watched Dragon Ball Z once, so
I've watched both several times, so I can switch between them whenever I want.
Yeah.
What audio did you use, Hud, reading this? Or brain audio.
Bro, I can't wait to watch DBCA with you. It's gonna be great.
He's just not gonna give you an answer, Ryu.
Yeah, you
What?
didn't.
Huh?
What brain audio did you use while reading this? Like, did you go DBC A or DBC?
Oh no, I went DBZ with this,
Okay,
except
Fair,
for like
fair.
one bit.
because he's a proper gentleman and I'm a degenerate.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
except for like that one bit when Piccolo blast Raditz. There was this part where Raditz was going to use his attack, and then the two voice actors just fought against each other for to be Raditz's voice actor in DBZ. Remember that, Ben? Yeah. So that's the only part where I made the DBZ reference. Well, one more, but that's
When like Raditz is like ready to power up, and then he notices Goku's power.
Yeah.
Like that point. Yeah.
It was so bad. The second it started with the farmer, I heard the dialogue. Like the second I opened it, I was like, "Oh, the marijuana patch guy!" Like, it's so bad. I'm like my struggle. Like I've been super like analytical up till OG Dragon Ball because there's no like DBA, but like fuck me, it's going to be a struggle for me to stay serious during like
Yeah,
any of this.
I can tell. I'm gonna
Oh my
I'm gonna
goodness.
make some references. I can tell.
Oh yeah, okay, but like to bring it back real quick. So the crew is so quick to pivot when like and accept Goku for being a fucking alien, whilst that shit should be fucking bonkers.
Like they had a tail. I mean, they know about his full
To be
monkey
fair-
form. They saw his tail. They know about how strong he is. Like, I guess he's an alien. That's how he's
Yeah.
just strong.
To be fair, even Oolong at the start of the show, after Goku became like an ape and turned back, he was like, "What is this, dude? Is he an alien?" There was like a panel where
Yeah, he
Oolong
made a
called
joke
Goku.
about
Yeah.
that. I think like the funny part was that I think Ryu in an early episode you also joked about that.
I think I did. Yeah.
Yeah, but you like you didn't know.
I didn't know. No.
You
I
joked
tried, like,
about it, and I think like I remember me and Hut like exchanging glances at the time.
I think what I thought I knew was like Goku was half an alien. I think that's what it was that I thought. That's why
Yes.
like how Gohan is now. Then the son Gohan,
Mhm.
grandson Gohan.
Son
That's the
Gohan.
point.
Son
yeah, his
Gohan.
full-
His first,
Yeah,
his
but
last
he-
name is
Son
Son.
Gohan.
Son
Son
Gohan,
Gohan is
both of them.
also
Both of them are Son Gohan. So
yeah, exactly. So grandson
Son
Gohan,
Goku, Son Gohan.
grandson
Gohan.
Family
Gohan,
line.
just Gohan because the other one's dead.
Yep.
Yeah. So like I like how Gohan is like half. Chi-Chi is just normal human. Is she?
is she though?
Yeah, exactly.
Is
I just
she
said that.
though? Because
Her
she's like the
father
daughter of the
isn't
Ox
really
King.
human.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But
So,
maybe she's half like so maybe she's half and then so like
maybe she's not even human at all. Who knows? We don't know
yeah.
anything.
We don't know her mother, so we can't tell shit.
No.
At least
We don't
Goku's
know.
fully an alien. At least fully Saiyan, I guess. The one thing I do find weird, I know Vegeta, of course, has the fucking giant V spike in his hair, right? Like the
People call that a
Raven's point?
McDonald's.
Widow speak.
Widow's
Oh.
Peak, thank you.
Yeah.
That's an actual name, Hut, because I have a straight hairline and people can have
Yeah,
Widow's
but
Peak.
people call it the McDonald's haircut. It's hilarious.
No, that's the one you have like the long strands of hair that like go like that. Anyway, I get what you mean with the McDonald's because it's way more exaggerated.
Yeah,
on
I can't make
Vegeta.
that reference. That's a spoiler. That's a
That's a
spoiler.
Over like
spoiler,
Vegeta
but-
or Reddit.
You know what I'm talking about, Hut.
yes, I get it, I get it.
I'm gonna call him Reddit because I forgot his name. So we have
Reddit.
Yeah,
it's close enough.
Reddits.
yes,
Reddit's it's very close. Reddit's and Vegeta both have that, but Goku has like a way different type of hair. Like he has still the spiky black hair, but he doesn't have the same
That
type
might-
of like Widow's Peak.
That might be a like bit of like subtle storytelling. That's just to show that Goku is like different from them.
Yeah.
Oh wait, like that might actually
Goku-
also make sense because like he has a scar on his head and he like points more like towards the area
Front.
where his
yeah.
hair parts.
Mhm.
So
It's
you
true.
think Goku probably had like the stereotypical like saying like fucking ginormous widow speak, and then he hit his head and he got a different haircut.
So
Yeah,
his head, like Saiyans' heads are like longer because they have the giant like place for the forehead, right? His head is like this. He just it's not as long. That's why he doesn't have.
He got cartoon squished.
Also, can we talk about how Raditz got all the height genetics? Like, damn.
Yeah.
Same-
Oh yeah,
Goku
Goku's
is a short
as
king.
fuck. No, wait. We gotta wait because at some point Goku's neck will be giraffe tall.
True, actually.
Ooh, that's true.
Kaku
If
got
you
nothing
thought
on
that
this
we
guy.
were in Z and I was gonna let that joke go, you would be sorely mistaken.
Talking about his neck, Reddit's neck is crazy. Like it's
Oh,
wider
yeah, the
than
neck
his
game is
face.
crazy.
The neck game is
crazy.
wild.
Look, it runs in the family. The neck game goes
True.
crazy.
I don't want to see.
True,
His,
true.
I
Actually,
don't want to see his parents' necks.
they're
Crazy.
dead.
Bro,
The planet is
giraffes,
gone.
Their planet is gone. It's true.
they're just heads floating in space because their necks were so long to escape
The neck is like
Their
the
neck-
neck like they're still like
Their necks are too strong, man.
yeah.
All
They
right,
did
so
let
they
go.
mentioned like a really important thing that they mentioned is that Shenron can't grant the same wish twice. So that means that nobody can get resurrected twice. Or it means that if you just word it differently, it counts. Because they say the same
Probably like that.
wish.
Yes.
So I feel like there's a monkey's paw situation, and it's like,
But how
you
would
know,
how would you make your if we're like, oh, resurrect Krillin, right? He dies.
No, he
again.
didn't say that though. Like he can specifically resurrect Krillin again. He can't say resurrect everyone that has been killed by Piccolo. That's what he wished for last
Well,
time.
can you just say like?
all right, so Piccolo just needs to not be a huge piece of shit.
Anymore. Yeah.
True. Well, would it count? Is it the same Piccolo? Like, it's would it?
No, it's all my friends killed by Piccolo. Not even everyone, because he didn't resurrect all the humans, like all the people that would.
Yeah, that was also really.
That's the crazy part. He didn't resurrect any of the
We
actual
talked
humans.
about it last time.
Well, we
but it's
saw-
like,
It's
you know,
funny because we saw Nam and Girin. We saw them resurrected.
Yeah, the
Those-
monster as well. Yeah.
Does it count as friends?
Goku's just a huge
Goku-
hippie. Let's be honest.
It's
Goku just loves everyone that's strong.
To be fair, Goku connects with people through fighting, right? And
Yeah.
he's fought
Exactly.
both of them, so I could see it.
Also, okay, so I don't know if this was the case for you guys in your translations, but for me, Piccolo started talking a lot more Shakespearean once Z started for some reason.
Totally Not Mark made a video about that where in the Viz translation specifically, he just speaks Shakespearean like thou, who art thou, and stuff.
Yeah,
Which
like
was not-
he has a bit. Wait, I'm gonna pull it up because I like I
I'm
remember
pretty sure
like when
mine.
he encounters Raditz, like in the wastes, he goes like, and this is precisely what like made me do like do the whole like man actually went Shakespearean because this is what he says. What say you? Know you not the one to whom you show such insolence?
Yeah,
Ah,
it's the
I'm like, what
it's
the
the
fuck happened to him? Like,
yeah,
did the only book he bring
Meant,
to his
like, no,
waistline? Like, what?
Bro
What's
had,
that?
like he capped off physical strength, so like I gotta go mental.
Yeah, he really increased the mental stat. Intelligence was not his dumb stat.
not really. Yeah, they changed that later. It's like
No, for
it's
me
like
it was just who are you? He just went completely normal.
Yeah.
Like he
It's
didn't
like-
What
change
say
anything.
you, Fee? Like, bro, went
Have you
wild,
business
bro.
with me? I mean, he can a little bit in that, but not really. It's not like have they some business, but art thou?
I'm kind of sad that they drop it later. I kind of like this. I thought it
It's
was
like
just
yeah,
a
but
neat
it's like
little,
Viz translating Zoro to Zolo. You know, it's like the same thing essentially.
Okay, but Zolo ain't dropping hard Shakespearean bars, so like, L, give him the L.
Just
He
give
didn't
like a
imagine-
lute, like, get a lute and replace lute music with play lute whenever you like talk about Piccolo. Just like,
Piccolo couldn't cut it as a fighter. He multiclassed into bard.
I could see
get a
people.
lute.
I could see people calling Piccolo a brute, and Piccolo's like, "Thou show such insolence to Piccolo."
Insolence. What say you to me?
Honestly, he's more
Bard.
terrifying. He's more terrifying as a medieval fucking bard than an actual
Yo,
Piccolo.
no, I'm actually so for that. Holy shit. I like this so
Hilarious.
much more. I hope that we can keep this whole D&D thing going because I
Yeah.
like just what other classes or other people. Krillin's
So-
a monk. We already knew this.
So
Yeah.
Goku does what's the fucking giant beam called? Something
I was just
cannon.
thinking Kamehameha.
No, yeah. In D&D.
Oh, Moonbeam?
No, no,
Druids,
no, no.
no.
Like the something can. What's it called? Something cannon.
I don't know. I haven't run many
Source-
campaigns that go beyond level 5, so like.
Oh yeah, fair enough. It's like a high level spell.
All right. Anyway, so once you looked it up, I'm gonna just move on to the next bit.
Yeah, can we talk
Um,
about how just Raditz just like, oh, blitzes Goku, takes Gohan, and that was like, that was so quick, bro.
And he
That was-
owned Krillin.
Yeah, he
Thing.
owns. Oh my god.
Radiant Beam works. Radiant Beam is just a beef. That's level 1 as well. It's cleric.
Is it level
Or
what
paladin.
cleric? Who the fuck plays cleric?
True.
The producer just molding right now.
Wait, Koala plays cleric?
I mean, he likes healer characters sometimes. I feel so.
I'm
He's
still
played a-
I'm still waiting to be like I have too many ideas for player characters because I'm always the DM. But at some point, I want to do like a Death Domain cleric. I feel like that would be super fun.
Yeah,
Eldritch Blast is what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast, bro. You were thinking
Also-
about Eldritch Blast?
Oh, what?
Yeah. Beam of crackling energy streaks towards a
I
creature
use
within
that
range.
as-
That fits the
Does it say
description
beam?
perfectly. Crackling energy.
Yeah, it's
A
not a
beam of crackling energy. A
Okay, it
beam
does say beam.
specifically.
Just-
So
oh, that's weird because I
you
remember
can cast 4 beams level 17. You can even do like what Krillin did, like the 2 beams. So like that works out.
Anyway,
Damn.
so I wanted to point out that Piccolo and Goku got that fucking newlywed banter. Like they got a married couple's fucking banter
Funny-
going on in the Raditz fight. It's crazy. I
The
love
funny
it.
thing is, on Crunchyroll, Dragon Ball Z is one of the categories is like from enemies to lovers. It's kind of hilarious.
Yo, the way they talk, I believe it. I
I
believe
can
it.
believe it. Yeah. But
Go Piccolo.
it's
Go Piccolo.
okay.
Go Piccolo! Is that their ship name? What about Piku? Oh, it's so cursed. It's so
cursed, man.
Oh my god. Okay. Do we have anything else we want to talk about?
Yes.
The
Like,
power levels. I specifically want to talk about the Power Raider.
alright.
I think it's called. I think I've heard. I don't know where I've heard this. Like this is years ago. I've heard that it was a dumb thing because some point they just capped out and then were like, "Oh, we have to go stronger than this," so they just stopped using it. That's what I've heard about it. But for now, it's something neat to like show that the way the cloning does put down their power levels, of course. And I'm assuming they increased the like weight of them. At least Goku's. I'm assuming he went even
Mhm.
further in more weight to his clothing. And I mean, they bump up like 100 point almost like by taking it off. So it has to be some giantly high amounts. He said himself that he is like 700 and Goku is like 300. So Goku has a lot of room to like at least or, like 400.
they go to 400 after.
Yeah. So at least he still has like 300 of growth. Like he still has quite a bit to grow. So that's neat.
Yeah,
to, like, show that,
but like this is where we see if it's like a multiplier based on like decimals or if it's like additional power levels if they work together. Like how do 2 lower power levels interact to come out on top against a higher power level? Like
yeah,
we'll see.
Mhm.
We'll see.
it's gonna be
Because
it's
it
gonna be
could be
weird.
that
to-
it's like a like 1.4 multiplier or whatever or something like that, and then like they're not strong enough. I know I'm pulling out numbers, but the bottom line, what I mean, like, are they going to beat him or not, is going to tell us a lot about how power levels interact with each other.
Exactly,
Mhm.
because you can have 2 low numbers, and if they addition and then when they're fighting together, you sure, but they don't have the same
Yeah.
intelligence. They're not working together with the same body. Basically, they're 2 separate beings. This could also be
Yeah.
stronger than one person with the higher. If they had the same number, let's say you get Goku with the same power level as Goku and Piccolo combined, might be weaker than them separately because you have 2 different people that you have to focus on. You guys are fucking with me. I know y'all are looking at something. Anyway,
just check the group chat.
Look at the group
Oh,
chat.
boy.
I just sent the most cursed fucking shit I've ever seen. Oh my god.
you have to
Okay.
add in.
I can't look. Okay, I'm going to try it. Describe it. So, it's Go Piccolo. It's a family picture of Goku, his wife Piccolo, and his son, fucking son flute. I don't know. It's got to be another fucking like instrument, I guess.
It's Piccolo.
Chichikolo.
Yeah.
Piccolo. Oh my god, bro.
That's
You called the group.
oh, oops. I was
Put out your pocket dialing on Discord. It's crazy.
That's
Okay,
crazy.
do we have anything else to talk about?
just that the whole grade 8 the monkey thing is a Saiyan trait. I like that was pretty cool. So like if you
Oh,
have
yeah.
a tail, You're Saiyan. Full moon, you turn into big monkey.
That's what there's something to mention. Like the whole reason Goku was brought to this Earth was to destroy it, but like exterminate it so they can sell it. Just I don't know. Like if they are so strong they can just send a baby to a planet with an implant mission, what is the strongest being that destroyed the Saiyan planet? Is what I'm curious about.
No,
They
it's
said
not a
they
being. They said it's an asteroid.
Yeah, they said a meteor.
Oh, it's a
destroyed this
meteor. How could they not destroy it then? They're so strong.
Big meteor.
strong
Oh, no.
meteor, big meteor. I don't know.
Fair enough.
The meteor is the end boss.
You know,
It's power level over 9,000.
you know the moon in Ocarina of Time, just like that crashed into the
I
same planet.
With the face,
I
that moon.
Yes.
Yeah. It's angry.
Angry moon.
hmm So
Alright.
also Gohan's power level just shooting up,
It was higher than Raditz.
higher than it was higher than Goku's. We don't know Raditz's yet.
No, but for some reason I had in my head to do with 700. I don't remember.
No, that was 700 was Gohan's, and
Right.
Goku
Okay. That's my bad.
Goku and Piccolo are like 400 something right now.
Okay.
Maybe
So
the Dragon Ball has like some power level to it, and that because it's on the ball.
yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense.
It was had the Dragon Ball's on Gohan's head.
Yeah.
The ball has made by God. Probably some
Maybe
power
it has
to it.
power level.
Yeah.
Maybe with the inanimate.
I mean, I maybe, or it could be that like it's making malfunction because we know that the Dragon Balls emit electromagnetic waves, and that's how the the Scouter works.
Dragon Raider. Yeah.
The Dragon Ball Raider. So maybe the Scouter works in a similar way, and it's interfering like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Anyways, we are like way
Piccolo
over
lost
time,
an arm.
but we had, yeah, he lost an arm. Oh no, it's not like he can regrow it.
It looks like it can't. Like he's like talking like, oh, I can still go with one arm. He didn't like
I feel
like
like it just takes energy and he doesn't want to. I don't think.
You don't
Yeah,
want to
he's-
use it.
I
Yeah.
think I feel like he needs all the energy he
It probably
can
takes some life force, which is what he didn't have. Doesn't have much of that.
Yeah. So, anyway, it's a bit of a longer episode today because obviously we had a lot to talk about with like the ending of OG Dragon Ball, so we made it a bit longer, and then we still have the chapters to talk about for Z. But that's gonna do it for us here. Next week we're going to be doing chapters 201 to 210, and for me it's gonna be 6 to 16. It's
Hilarious.
cursed, but hey,
Seven,
here we are.
7 to 16.
7 to
specifically.
16. I did reach
Yeah.
it. I did reach it. 7 to 16. All right. So, with that, we say goodbye to Ryu.
Laters.
Do what?
Bye.
I've been Heroes Ben, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.